Let's talk some toys in here.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's the man child. All right, so today for review, we got the new Masterverse Revelation Roboto. Yeah, looking pretty cool, just like he did in the Revelation cartoon from what I remember. Comes with typical accessories for what they show in the scenes, like the forged pair of swords. Looks like the blaster hand, I'm guessing. That looks like the maybe torch, a forging tool. Here's a quick look at the back of the box. Just typical Masterverse art. Got Roboto there with his blaster arm, blasting some shadow beasts in the background. Looks like here's a bio. You want to pause and read that. And these are additional images of the other figures in Wave 7. I have these all in. I'll be reviewing them one at a time, so check that out. And here's a little more additional art on the right side of the box of Roboto. Check that out. And here's a quick look around Roboto out of the box with those accessories and weapons. And bringing Roboto in for a closer look. Of course, let's check out his Robohead, Robotic Head. Yeah, I like the design of this. I did too in a cartoon. I'm on, as far as the articulation, so we can go, say, down, up, spin left to right, can rotate, all that good stuff. The visor does, I don't know if it's on a spring effect. Let me see. So no, it just, you can push it down or snap it back up like so. When you push it down, it's just a gray faceplate, nothing in there. I like the way that eye visor piece, or sensory cameras or something would be. It's done in a blue. I got a little, sloppy over there, but it came out pretty neat. Now, what's interesting with the head on mine, pointing it down, very rough. It's like really rough looking. I don't know if that's supposed to be weathered or battle damage, or it's meant to be with my figure, because you would think it would match this lower armored, with the same type of smoothness and color, and it doesn't. It's kind of off. So I don't. If anybody gets one, let me know. I don't know what that's about. I don't mind it. I can overlook it as a weathered effect or something, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that. Anyway, taking a look at the side, right? You can see how that piece cuts in with the mouth, the visor there, right? It goes down. So I popped the head off to just show you the neck piece underneath, the ball peg setup. What would have been cool if the Origins Roboto head could have popped off and went on the Revelation Roboto head, how some Origins, a lot of the pegs are the same, but obviously he had the action features, all right, where the thing went up and down, so the head can always spin if you're not familiar with the character, but you can't take it off the body. So putting the head back on, moving down to the body. Yeah, I like this new design with the Revelation Roboto. It's unique as compared to the Origins or Classics or Vintage, where it was just a big open body with gears, which is cool. And what I didn't like about the Origins, which is one of my favorite figures still, going back to the Vintage, is they cut a lot of stuff out of him. The original one had a heart, some green and yellow gears, and you just got half the parts. They kind of cheesed out with this Roboto. But I like this design. And it's covered up here, obviously, in the bottom. We have the plate in the top. But you can see, spinning fan. I guess these are tubes for oil or fluids or hydraulic fluid to go through them. Kind of the front, right? And there's the back. See where the back window is open. You have another green piece. Reminiscent to that green gear that would be in the Vintage or Classics Roboto. You can see where the arms tie in there. Now, obviously, it doesn't have an ab crunch. Nothing like that. But I think that effect's cool. He spins at the waist. Now, there's no action feature I can see of. Going back to that Origins or Vintage, you would think something would turn in there, but it's not what it does. Where's the arms? So on the right side, right, we can go up, down, forward, back. Has a bicep swivel. Okay, bend all the way up at the elbow. This forearm guard can spin there, where I don't think the left one. No, the left one's not designed to. I noticed that because the weapons are going to change out on this side, which we'll do in a little soon. But anyway. And then we has the hand right on a hinge joint, go in and out, spin. And it comes with two closed gripping hands, semi-closed gripping hands. Fingers are really soft. Cool details though. I like the collars and the arms. Got a little extra silver highlights for big bolts or something on both sides. See all the different great, sculpting in there and whatnot. And again, with the left side, the articulation, all the sculpting's the same aside. This bracer or wrist piece can't spin. All right, so working our way down from the buck, body, and arms. All right, we checked all that out. We know we can spin at the waist. Yeah, just a couple purple colors with this hip area. It's got like a different purple highlight in the belt plate. A little silver up here you can see. As far as the legs now, we do have this strange die cut. I never use it. And then, of course, when you spin it left to right, breaks this armor plating aesthetic, which is weird, but they do give it to you. As far as the articulation now, you can go all the way out, which is pretty cool. Like a split, so you can go all the way forward, go back about that far, bend all the way up at the knee. Got these really cool looking space kind of boots or something. Look at that big knee piece protecting that, a big armor plate protect the knee. Now that doesn't move. I was hoping it would pivot on these, but it doesn't. and the boots can spin too. They can also come off. You see that? You want to take them off. Going down to the foot, so you can go all the way down. It's not like a hinge joint there. Up, can rock, spin side to side. And the right side, everything's all the same as far as, you know, your articulation, design, there's nothing different. Now, I set them up on a figure stand to get this position, but I think it's so cool, the articulation, these Masterverse figures. Check it out, I got my Roboto doing like a high kick, Mortal Kombat kick or something. It's so neat how I can position the legs, the head to look forward, the arms. It just looks natural, where the classics could do that, but they didn't have the articulation Masterverse figures did. It's really neat. And have a little more fun. I actually got my Origins to do a side kick too. It doesn't look as natural because he has that big, you know, glass cavity, where the Revelation Roboto still has a solid cavity, but it just looks better. But anyways, those two side by side, I thought that was fun. And just a quick look at my custom classics comic book cover Roboto. I had somebody professional painted this up. So this was normal classics one, which I do have. Mine's in card, of course. But you kind of see, I mean, just the kick, you can get it to work, but it just doesn't look natural. I can't bend it's not as good as I think as a Masterverse trying to position your figure, do fighting stances. So I want to bring that in. Here's a quick side-by-side height comparison of the Masterverse Roboto and my custom classics Roboto. So check that out if you're curious. And here's a quick look at the original carded classics Roboto against our Masterverse Roboto. Just want to see any inspiration or gears inside versus the internals in his chest. So moving on to Roboto's accessories, it comes with that blaster or the cannon blaster arm attachment that goes on the right arm, at least his, because the bracer comes off. You kind of see the overall design, right, where the peg snaps in. And if you look on the inside, it's almost formed like if you had an attachment, it could snap in there. Now, he doesn't come with a blast effect, but I tried the Masterverse Hordak's blast effect, and it actually snaps and it works. So let me bring you and show you that. So here is the blast effect that came with the Masterverse Hordak for his cannon arm as well. And right, you can see the little peg. And with a little force, at first it looked like it wasn't going to work, but if you snap it, it actually locks perfect. Look at that. Now you have a blast effect for this weapon. And moving on to his next accessory, he gets that, I guess it was the torch that helped him forge his swords in the Revelation cartoon. So you kind of see that in the detail in it. And for his final accessory or accessories, you get two halves of the sword, or the sword that they're both being forged in the Revelation cartoon in Eternia when Roboto was trying to repair the sword. There are different sculpts. Obviously, one goes back to King Grayskull, and the other was in Sub-Eternia. Scareglow had, from what I remember. They are done in translucent yellow, but I thought in the cartoon one was yellow when he was forging them, and one was red or purple or something like that, but it's kind of what you get. They both look cool for what it is, so he's included with those. Here's a quick look at both swords in Roboto's hands as he's forging them. Now, I just rewatched that scene in the cartoon, of course, on YouTube, and the sword in the left hand, he raised up, and it kind of called from I think, the power from Eternia, sword to help forge or energize this one. And then he also, this glass plate, I think, opened up, and that little booster in there also helped forge this other sword. And that's the one that it looked like a purplish color. And so, yeah, obviously this was not purplish, it's yellow. And this glass, I don't see any action features. Like, this doesn't open up like it from what I've seen in the cartoon. But anyway, it's sort of posing them from that scene I just rewatched. Or you could just have a little fun. You don't have to follow the Revelation story or cartoon, and just position the swords however you want. Put them in a battle pose with them as two cool, split, translucent energy swords. So that always works. Looks neat. So getting back to the right arm of this wrist bracer, we're going to remove this, and we'll put the torch accessory in now. This is really hard to remove. I already did it once, so you had to use a blow dryer because I couldn't grip it. I'd be pulling it, the hand would pop off, so I got to heat it up to get this off. Just kind of giving you a warning. All right, so this is the peg, and I did heat it and pop it off, but look, I actually cut my finger taking it off. You know, that's a good toy hole in review when that happens. Just trying to force it. It caught me in here and pinched the skin, but took that out. And here's a look with that torch accessory on the right arm, forging or heating up the sword. I think that's what it's for, but that's how I set it up. Check that out. Or it just could be another type of blaster or flamethrower or whatever you want it to be. Use your imagination. That's what's cool with this stuff. Okay, so I removed that torch accessory, and let's put this blaster or cannon accessory on this arm. And here's a quick look now with the blaster on his arm, pointing in a direction, getting ready to shoot up some shadow beasts. Now, let's put a blast effect on from the Masterverse Hordak like I showed earlier. Snap that in. There we go. That looks better. It would have been cool if you got a yellow one. It looks, you know, just sculpted. You already have one tooled, and just a yellow one for him to go on that arm. Looks a lot better. But then it'd probably be a deluxe figure. All right, so taking the blaster effect out of that cannon arm, Now in a cartoon, of course, that right arm seemed to mechanically change from hand to blaster and that whole thing. Very similar to Hordak in the Filmation cartoon. But what I was wondering is, I wonder if we can use any classics or origins weapon attachments on Roboto's arm. So let's see if we can do that with this piece. So for example, we have two blasters here. Now this came off the Origins of Roboto, and this one is a blaster from the Classics. Now you can take a look at the pegs. The Classics is just has like a knob on the end, it's shorter, and then the Origins is straightforward. So let's see if we can fit that in that arm. Alright, so I'm going to try the Origins first. Nope, ain't going to work. That's, you know, invert theirs will work for that Hordak blaster effect, but it's not going to work for the Origins. And then bringing in the Classics with the short little peg. Probably not going to work either, but nope, ain't going to do nothing. Just want to see if it's snapping or somehow lock. So, of course, with the Masterverse, it's backwards. You know, the main pegs stick out instead of plugging in backwards or male female end. So, of course, we know as attachments is the plug-in end, right, for both of them. And both the Classics, at least both Classics and the Origins, the plugs hang out. So it's backwards, right? Obviously, we can see that. I don't know. It would have been cool if they was the other way around, because then you could have fit these. Well, I don't. Maybe one of the weapons, and maybe the Origins or something. You still are dealing with two different pegs. Now, be cool if there's an adapter piece, or if you want to be crafty and customize, you could probably make a little piece to stick out, paint it silver to match this. Make one end slip over this larger plug, and then adapt it for one of these accessories. You know, so you kind of visualize it, look something like that with a piece in there, a claw. So that would work. You want to get into customizing, but for the most part, Classics and Origins weapons, they're not going to work for Roboto. So I want to make another point with the attachments also as I'm looking at this. I put that forearm guard back on at the hand pops out of here as your peg. You can see the hole inside to fit the standard Revelation peg. You had two Robotos, and you set one up, maybe just with the, you know, you had the hand, well, obviously can't do much with this side, but you put your blaster or whatever, torch on the side, and you took the other end, you painted the silver if you wanted to, and drilled this out to fit either the Origins, now that doesn't work either, or the Classics. That could work too, and there's your adapter piece. And it doesn't look bad. But you have to make a decision on how you want to drill it out because they're different. The Origins is a little bit smaller, I think. And it might fit. It's hard to say. I would try the Origins first. It looks like a more simple peg to where this, you got this, yeah, little mushroom head on this end here. So I would try this if you had a spare one. Open this up a little bit, paint it silver maybe, and plug it in. That would work, but just wanted to bring that up. So overall, I think this new Master Universe Revelation Roboto is a pretty solid figure, you know. As the line comes out, they're only getting better. You know, it kind of has a mix to me of something between the Classics, Filmation, Origins, but yet his own design, going back to that Revelation cartoon. Very reminiscent anyway, with the blue arms, the head, you know, the chest, the whole deal. It's cool you get the two halves of the sword. Would have been neat if one of them was purple to match that scene I just rewatched in the cartoon. He was forging them. And it would have been also cool if the chest could have opened up or this glass piece would pop out. I tried it with mine. Doesn't seem like it does that. And, you know, it also would have been a good idea if Mattel would have included an adapter piece or just made the pegs backwards to fit at least the Origins blasters, being that the Origins lines is big in the market right now as the Masterverse. But to be fair, it's going back to the Revelation cartoon or the scene, what weapons they use, like the torch and the blaster. I'm surprised this didn't come with a blaster effect. A remold of Hordak's, which we have Hordak over there on the side, but Hordak's does work. And it probably would have made him deluxe figure. So I had those little gripes. He's incredible, just like Too Bad, which I have set in the background. They go great together. And yeah, just another great figure with the Masterverse Wave 7. So thanks for watching. And until next time, take care.